Howdy, howdy. Welcome on in to the pre-show before the free show. The thing's a little cut off.
What's a little cut off?
Like your TV. It's fine.
Oh, well, that's unfortunate.
Oh,
You know
what's
why?
on your shirt?
What's that?
I haven't seen your shirt.
It's my Washington Sun Dodgers shirt.
Oh, wow. All right.
The Sunny Boy.
Is that an old team or is that a minor league?
Home field apparel.
Okay. Oh.
Washington Huskies.
Gotcha.
The Sun Dodgers.
Okay.
They dodge the sun. All right, you have two choices for the pre-show.
Oh, my. Okay.
Ashley, now that you're back.
I'm back.
Although, I got to tell you, Mallory got rave reviews yesterday.
Oh, I'm sure she did. I have no doubt about that. People have been trying to get rid of me for years around here.
We can either talk about a Wikipedia page that I found.
Okay.
Or I can tell you about Hank's first t-ball practice.
Oh, well, how is that fair? I'm very interested about both.
You can just pick one.
Can you at least tell me what the Wikipedia page is about?
List of unusual deaths.
Oh, gosh. Yeah, let's go ahead and go with that one.
Okay, we'll talk T-ball tomorrow.
Yeah.
So I fell down a rabbit hole, as I'm wont to do on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
And I found this Wikipedia page called, and it is strangely, wildly up to date.
Oh, wow. Okay.
List of unusual deaths, where it just lists people, relatively famous people, and sometimes not very famous people, who just were notable because of the way that they died. And it kind of gives some notes. So, for example, Ashley, let's go to the let's go to the 19th century.
Okay.
June 17th, 1871, the death of Clement Laird Vallandigham.
Sure.
Who is an American lawyer.
A regal name.
Who served as the leader of the Copperhead faction of the anti-war Democrats during the American Civil War.
Okay.
Vallandigham, an American politician and lawyer, who was defending a man accused of murder, accidentally shot himself while demonstrating how the victim might have done so.
Oh, you dummy.
His client was acquitted.
Wow.
So there
was that in the courtroom, I guess?
I think so.
Whew.
1872, Henry Taylor, who was a pallbearer at Kensal Green Cemetery in London, was crushed by the coffin where he was helping carry after he tripped on a stone.
Oh, my God.
Told you, this website is wild.
Lord.
All right.
That's morbid. Like, you're already there mourning a loss just to see another one right in front of your face.
This is my favorite one. Because he's also, like, famous.
Okay.
Okay? King Alexander of Greece.
All right.
Died on October 25th, 1920, at the age of 27.
That's very young.
King of Greece. I want you to think about the scandal that this would cause today in our fast-moving world. The King of Greece is dead. Mm-hmm. Breaking news. Do they have a king still?
I don't think so. I could be wrong about that.
The
I don't
King
think
of Greece is dead.
I mean, you could compare that to like our president, but we're not even at 27 allowed to be a president.
That's a great point. King Alexander of Greece, 27, died of sepsis after being bitten by a palace steward's pet monkey in his garden.
Oh, my.
Hold on.
Okay. It gets worse.
While trying to break up a fight between his German Shepherd and a different monkey.
So
I'm not laughing. It's terrible. It's terrible. Our heart goes out to the family of King Alexander of Greece.
It's been long enough.
1920, but think about that.
There's a lot going on there.
Like so your dog is in a fight with a monkey.
Yeah.
Take a snapshot of that. It's just like, Rex is at it again. Mm-hmm. I've got to go get him off of Curious George. And then from the top rope, out of nowhere, a
secondary monkey. On top of the fact that, like, a gardener or a worker of the castle, palace, whatever you want to call it, is not the one breaking it up. The legitimate king had to go break it up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's like, don't you have a guy for that?
Yeah, if they're outside, like there's got to be
You're
some
the
sort of
king of Greece.
Shrub person, like not scrub, but like someone actually tending to the shrubbery,
Like, how do you? I don't know.
That's great. That monkey had it after him, though.
Yeah, it certainly did.
That monkey went in like the crazy person in the fight, and he's like, "I'm just here to F stuff up,
American
you know?
American novelist Sherwood Anderson died while accidentally swallowing a toothpick.
Ooh, okay. I remember, this brings up a whole other side point. I remember oh gosh.
No, go ahead.
I remember back in elementary school when we were doing bus safety videos, they very vividly had in the video that you could not have any sort of beverage with a straw in it, because if you were to get into an accident or hit a bump or something, that like the Capri Sun straw would like shoot through your esophagus and you would be done for. That scarred me as a middle schooler. So toothpicks are in the same vein as that.
All right. We'll end with this on our list of unusual deaths here on the pre-show. I've never heard this.
Okay.
Calvin Coolidge Jr. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Take a guess at his family lineage.
The Coolidge family.
He is President Calvin Coolidge's son.
Yeah.
16, the younger son of Calvin Coolidge.
Okay.
Was playing tennis with his elder brother at the White House tennis courts and neglected to wear socks. Okay. Already, Cal, we got to have a talk.
Yeah, that's not
nasty.
Didn't that hurt?
A blister on his third toe of his right foot resulted and quickly became infected, and he died just over a week later when sepsis set in.
Good Lord.
How have I never heard that a president's son
died
from essentially, like,
blister.
there's a couple of other steps, but basically from playing tennis at the White House?
Yeah.
I wonder how many people have died at the White House.
I bet that's Googleable.
Ooh, that's a good question. Anyway, that's today's episode
wild.
of Falling Down a Wikipedia Rabbit Hole. Hit the theme, Expo. Pickle! Did the arrow sign. Yes, y'all. From the Dave Campbell's Texas Football Mothership here in beautiful Lewisville, Texas, it is Texas Football Today, a program. The logo's right here. That's it.
Very nice.
My name's Greg Tupper. I'm the managing editor of Dave Campbell's Texas Football Magazine, texasfootball.com, a corresponding website. Thank you for spending part of your day with us. Whether you're watching us live, texasfootball.com, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, all the places, or you listen to the podcast, which you can subscribe to on the podcast vendor of your choice. Either way, thank you for doing your part. Support your local mediocre internet show. I'm sitting over there at the helm today, making us sound good. She is the Duchess of the Dorks. She's Ashley Pickle.
Howdy, friends.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
Mallory, I mentioned this.
Mm-hmm.
Mallory was a big hit, though.
I don't doubt it.
Did you hear what we called the show yesterday?
No. I didn't.
Greg, Mallory, Greg, a.k.a.
Go Mean Green. Nice.
I figured you'd like that.
That's it. I'm removing myself from Wednesdays.
I was gonna say, like, that's a way to get you out of the
Yeah,
out of the chair.
I will gladly take a Wednesday.
Today is Thursday, February 16th, 2023. It is, I looked this up, 280 days until Thanksgiving. So, never too early to start.
Mm-hmm.
Happy birthday to Abel Makonnen Tesfaye.
Okay.
Better known as The Weeknd.
Oh, I didn't know what his name was.
Abel Makonnen, I'm sure I'm butchering it, Tesfaye.
I never even thought about
Turns 33 today. Happy birthday
asking.
to The Weeknd. One of the Twitter accounts that I follow that I retweet every once in a while because they only tweet once a week.
Mm-hmm.
At the same time every week.
Mm-hmm.
It's usually, the same time frame. It's usually between like 5 and 5:30 p.m. our time.
Okay.
And all it is Daniel Craig on Saturday Night Live and it's always on Friday.
Ladies and gentlemen.
He goes, ladies and gentlemen,
The
The
Weekend.
Weekend.
Yes.
It always hits well. Anyway,
Yes.
happy birthday to The Weekend.
Happy
Episode
birthday.
1540. On today's show, folks, we've got Dumb Thursday, where we're going to talk a little bit about how Texas became the quarterback capital of the world and whether or not that's true. We'll talk about that. We'll tell you a little bit about a cool contest we got going on TexasFootball.com, where you can help one of our outstanding photographers win a spot of honor in Dave Campbell's Texas Football. And then back half the show, we've got an interview that Pickle didn't tell me about.
Yes, Tyler Beatty.
Tyler Beatty from China Spring will join us here on Texas Football today if you stick around for that. Which, why wouldn't you? He's a state champion and you're not.
Mm-hmm.
Although maybe you are. Like, there may be somebody watching.
But then you can
If
stick
Terry
around
Crawford's
out of mutual
if Terry
respect.
Crawford's one of the first four through the door, then, like, you're a state champion. But most of you are not. So stick around and let's do a state champion. Do we have first four through the door?
We do. Nick Morton, Josh Windham. I'm just going to keep that up. Tony Blaylock and Zill0678. Welcome
I'm happy
in,
to see
fellas.
you guys. But it would have been better
If
Terry
it was
Crawford
Coach
there,
Terry Crawford.
Just, like, sending a picture of his ring or something like that. Anyway. All right. Pickle, on this, the Weekend's birthday, it is time to celebrate Dumb Thursday.
Texas Football Today is proud to present Dumb Thursday.
It's Dumb Thursday here on Texas Football Today. We ask a question and kick it around for a little bit. And today, we're talking about quarterbacks. So obviously on Sunday night, we talked a little bit about us watching the Super Bowl, where two Texas quarterbacks were going at it for the first time in Super Bowl history, Patrick Mahomes and Jalen Hurts. I don't know how much of the I caught a couple of glimpses of this, but they were both pretty. I thought it was very cool that both of them were talking, like, when they were asked about each other. Mm-hmm. Both of them kind of mentioned me, like, he's a Texas guy, so he's great. Like, they were taking up for each other in that regard. Like, it's two Texas boys. That's how it should be.
Yeah, Patrick Mahomes even had a quote about Texas being like the quarterback factory.
Absolutely. And so I thought that was cool. That, like, yes, they're about to go out and play the biggest game of their lives, but they were both like, nah, man. Like, we're both
That's
from
pretty
Texas,
neat,
so
yeah.
we're pretty good, stuff like that.
Well, and I think Texans would rather play against Texans than play against some guy from Rhode Island,
Most
know?
certainly.
Like
Yes, absolutely. And so what I think is particularly interesting about this conversation is not that they're both from Texas, although that is, and Patrick Mahomes is now the first quarterback from Texas to win multiple Super Bowls. But that this is a relatively recent phenomenon, because for the most part, Texas has not put out a ton of quarterbacks into these high positions. Do we have the graphic that we had earlier last week?
we have this one, if this is the one you're talking about.
That's one of them. It's fine. But if you remember, the first quarterback from the state of Texas to play in a Super Bowl, do you remember who it was? It was Drew Brees. So we're talking like 2009. It took until 2009 to get a Texas quarterback in there. And one of the things that I think that's rather remarkable, considering when you take a look at how many players from the state of Texas are in the NFL, why did it take so long to get one into the Super Bowl? And what I think there's been a real, if I may borrow a young person phrase.
Oh, gosh.
Ready?
This always scares me when you do this.
I think Texas quarterbacks have had a real glow up.
All right, there
recently.
you go. He did it. He did that thing.
And I'll tell you, and I'd like to discuss why. There was an article on ESPN. I'm looking at it right now. It's called "Where Do Quarterbacks Come From?" Mm-hmm. Where do quarterbacks come from? And in this article, it was in 2020, I believe it was.
Okay.
They had a formula that put together a formula that would kind of rank the quarterbacks against their expectations and where they're from, and basically those types of things, essentially ranking the states as far as producing quarterbacks in the NFL are concerned. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to read this directly. Texas, the worst quarterback state.
Doesn't seem right.
Texas ranks last in ESPN's quarterback formula because of the expectations given the state's resources, basically because they're so big.
Okay.
The second most populous state, Texas also leads the country in a key formula component, Division I football programs, with 21. 7 more than any other state. Texas surprisingly has no quarterbacks in the Hall of Fame, and the collective approximate value of the state's quarterback is watered down because many are not key contributors. Its 62% start average ranked 15th among states with at least 500 games. And yet, Texas leads the U.S. in Super Bowl wins above expectation. So it's not that long ago that Texas was considered like, not a quarterback state. And it's a little strange. Now part of it, so there's the graphic we're talking about. There's only 7 quarterbacks from the state of Texas who have ever been there. The first one was in 2010. Mm-hmm. All 7 have come in the last 13 years. And part of it, I think there's twofold. One is that I think you have to give a lot of credit to the advent of the kind of spread offense. Mm-hmm. That quarterbacks down here, if you go back and watch football from the 80s and the 90s, it's a lot of
run the damn ball.
A lot of run the damn ball, right? It's a lot of run the damn ball. I mean, there's a reason that when you take a look at like career like the single season passing yards records, mm-hmm. like Todd Dodge was the first to throw for more than 3,000 yards. The first throw for more than 3,000 yards didn't happen until 1980.
Right. I was just fixing to say, and we credit, obviously we credit the air raid coming into the state and really the entire nation through the Mike Leach train. And it's like, okay, well, all of these guys are still really, I mean, maybe take Drew Brees and maybe Nick Foles out of it. The rest of those guys are young.
Yes.
Like they're after that time.
So in 1980, Todd Dodge set a state record by throwing for 3,135 yards at Port Arthur. Like, just lighting the world on fire. Mm-hmm. Since then, Pickle, 523 people have passed him.
I was fixing to say,
523.
3,000 yards as a quarterback is still really good. Mm-hmm. Don't get me wrong. But we don't look at that and go, oh, wow. It's like, oh, yeah, he had the year that we thought he was going to have.
I don't know. There's guys on here that you're like, yeah, he was a good quarterback, mm-hmm. right? Okay, perfect example. Jet Huff mm-hmm. at College Station in 2021 threw for 31.57, more than Todd Dodge. And yet, I think that as that season went on, you kind of realized the balance that offense really had. Mm-hmm. Like, yes, they were asking him to throw the ball, but they had Marquise Collins, and they were able to run the ball.
Right. I was thinking we talked about their run game more than we talked about the pass game, and that was with 3,000 yards.
The advent of the spread offense, I think, is really important. The other important factor here, I think, is 7-on-7. Mm-hmm. Now, those go hand in hand. But I think 7-on-7 and the development of the passing league in the state of Texas has helped to make this a quarterback haven.
Yeah. I mean, it gives you more practice. That's extra practice that other people aren't getting in a real competitive manner, that would be.
Yes. I think that, there's the comment, I think it was a Malcolm Gladwell article, or rather book about the 10,000 hour rule or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Where, if you spend 10,000, it takes 10,000 hours working on something to become an expert.
Mm-hmm.
I also think, and this is me, and again, it's Dumb Thursday, so I can just let it rip. I also wonder if our investment in football as a high school football community, which I think has certainly taken off in the past, let's say 25 years.
Yeah.
Right?
I would
it's
say
always
that,
big,
yeah.
Even more so now.
Now there's more neutral fans than there have ever been.
And I wonder if that investment and making it a priority has allowed these quarterbacks to go out there and get those hours and find those hours in an earlier way.
Yeah.
And so now, I don't think there's any doubt right now when you take a look at who the best quarterback in the world is. Mm-hmm. It's Patrick Mahomes. You take a look at who he just beat in the Super Bowl. You take a look at who won the Super Bowl last year, Matthew Stafford, mm-hmm. right? Then you take a look at the recruiting.
Yep.
Texas signed more FBS quarterbacks last year than any other state. More than 17% of the FBS quarterbacks who were signed in the class of 2022 mm-hmm. were from Texas. And so You're dealing like I do not think that's an accident. I think that for a while, people would come to Texas to get their offensive linemen,
Their running backs.
and their defensive backs, because that's really where Texas has made their hay.
Mm-hmm.
Linebackers to a certain extent as well, but that's really where they came.
That was certain schools more than not.
They came for running backs, offensive linemen, defensive backs, and sometimes linebackers. Now, A, you can get anything you want here.
Mm-hmm.
And B, I think we've done a better job of cultivating a culture within Texas high school football that is quarterback forward. Because it used to be, I know that like California has always been like the dominant force in quarterback.
That's why the Elite 11 camp is held out there.
And then there's there's an area in western Pennsylvania that's known as like the cradle of quarterbacks, right, where a lot of those quarterbacks came from. Mm-hmm. I think, and so a lot of it I think is culture of like we develop quarterbacks here. Mm-hmm. I think over the last 20 years, let's call it 25 years, 1998. I think we have done a better job in the state of Texas of creating a culture that is conducive to developing quarterbacks.
Well, and you know what's funny, if you want to take it even a step further, is obviously talking about Texas high school football producing all of them, yes, but then you've even seen an influx of college programs. If there are these one or two shining star quarterbacks from other portions of the state or from other portions of the nation, like Arch Manning, they're bringing them into Texas to play college football.
Well, and I think so. It's an interesting case of like, is the dog wagging the tail or the tail wagging the dog?
Right.
Because I do not think it is an accident that the offenses that are run at the college level here, for the most part, utilize the skill, the talent that they're able to acquire from within the state's borders, right? SMU, if SMU wanted to, they could go out there and they could run the slot team.
Yeah.
If they wanted to. But I also think that Rhett Lashley and Sonny Dykes before him and Chad Morris before him and June Jones before him, I think they understood, let's look around us. What do we have? We got quarterbacks, we got receivers. That's
so
what Texas has.
Time to throw the damn ball.
Let's let it rip.
Yep.
And so I do think that it's a mutually beneficial situation wherein Texas high school football puts out these outstanding players, and Texas colleges are specifically now built offensively to utilize them best.
Yeah, it's push and pull. It's not one way or the other.
Yeah, exactly. So there it is.
I like it.
Texas became the quarterback.
That seems like Smart Thursday to me, but
Texas became the quarterback capital of the world, and I think it's happened relatively recently. It's a pretty amazing phenomenon. Anyway, there's Dumb Thursday. We're Texas Football Today. We're here every weekday at noon on TexasFootball.com, talking football in the Lone Star State. You can follow us on Twitter at DCTF, like us on Facebook, Facebook.com/Dave Campbell's. Follow us on Instagram, Instagram.com/Dave Campbell's, and of course, see us at TexasFootball.com. Hey, I want to tell you about something cool we got up on TexasFootball.com. So, we tell you all the time, and it's in the credits, it's in everything, how much we value and love our photographers.
Oh, we literally could not do any of the stuff we do without them.
We've got an amazing group of contributing photographers from all across the state who are out at games year-round, who have this passion for shooting high school football and college football. And they send us such great stuff. If you love the photos on TexasFootball.com, if you love the intro to this show, if you love basically anything visual that you see on at Dave Campbell's Texas Football, it's because of these incredible photographers from every corner of the state. We are like one of the problems with having a statewide brand is that you got to cover the whole state, and so you need to have people in all parts of the state, and we are so lucky to have outstanding photographers in every corner of the state, which makes it so much fun to look through what they send us on every Friday and Saturday and Sunday. And so, as a way of helping to shine a light on them, for the second year in a row,
let's go.
We're proud to unveil the Dave Campbell's Texas Football Photo of the Year contest. If you go to TexasFootball.com, it is splashed across the front page. It's splashed across the front page there with of what they've got. Where you can go and you can look at photos. We asked every one of our photographers, or as many as submitted it. We got about 40 submissions. We asked them, we want you to pick out, and this is probably very mean of me.
Yeah.
We asked them to pick out one photo from their year.
And
one
that's
photo
so
they love,
hard.
one photo they think is great, and we want them to go and put that in there and submit it to us, and we're going to put it up to a vote. And so if you go to TexasFootball.com, it's splashed across the front page. We'll make sure we put it prominently on the front page. You can vote in the 2023 Dave Campbell's Texas Football Photo of the Year contest. The winner of the contest, which is based on the votes, so you just go vote. You can vote as many times as you want.
Do you want to talk about something else that I'm really glad we don't have to pick because
the winner will have their photo printed in the 2023 summer edition of Dave Campbell's Texas Football. We'd have like the front of the magazine, the 2-page spread, the double coverage. We will spotlight one of them, the winner of the 2023 Dave Campbell's Texas Football Photo of the Year contest there. Our winner last year was Cassie Lara down there in the Rio Grande Valley. She took an awesome photo of like an incredible one-handed interception by PSJ North.
Yep.
I think it was. Yeah. But it was awesome, and so we're so proud to spotlight these. So if you go to TexasFootball.com, you can vote in the 2023 Dave Campbell's Texas Football Photo of the Year contest.
I need to go look. I haven't looked yet.
You haven't looked?
I'm really excited to see what the
cool
photos are.
There. Very cool photos. So make sure you go and check that out. TexasFootball.com for the Dave Campbell's Texas Football Photo of the Year contest.
Love it.
Now a word from our friends at VCR Now.
Born and bred in Texas hits a little different, as it should. Texas loves doing business with fellow Texans. VCR Now takes its Texas roots as seriously as its many partnerships with schools and universities around the state. It's also why we're so proud to promote our brand in the pages of the Texas Bible, Dave Campbell's Texas Football, and on the airwaves of Texas Football Today. Driven by producing quality broadcast video, state-of-the-art audio, and LED video scoreboards at affordable prices, VCR Now makes sure to listen to your needs in its athletic department before recommending the next best steps. Building great products is our business, and it's our focus on building meaningful long-term partnerships with our clients that sets us apart. From our 24/7, 365-day help desk, the training lab in our hometown of Red Oak, or our sports marketing business plan that puts money back in the hands of our athletic departments we support, VCR Now is built to last. Reach out to us today at info@vcrnow.com or by calling 855-GO-VCR-NOW. Again, that's info@vcrnow.com or by calling 855-GO-VCR-NOW.
All right, Pickle, down there in Fredericksburg this past weekend, you and Mallory sobered up long enough to interview the head coach of the two-time state champion China Spring Cougars, Coach Tyler Beatty.
He was the DC beforehand.
He was DC forehand, so he gets both.
Or linebackers. He worked on the defensive
staff. He's got 2 rings.
Yeah.
He's the head coach for the second one.
He's wearing one of them in the video.
Exactly. And so you had a great conversation with China Spring head coach Tyler Beatty. Here it is on Texas Football Today.
And last but certainly not least, we are joined by the, how does this sound? State championship winning head coach. He's got the bling. Let's see. That's from last year?
We got to show the camera.
Yes, that is 21.
21.
Yeah.
It is Coach Tyler Beatty from China Spring. Coach, first off, thanks for hopping on with us.
Thank you for having me. This is awesome.
So we got to adjust the camera here. You're a little bit taller than Miss Patty was.
Okay.
All right. So Hill Country Coaching Clinic. First time, multiple times? How long you been coming out here?
This is the first time I've ever been here.
First time?
Heard great things about it. Knew that it was good for the wives and for coaches to get around each other. And so was able to bring some of the staff guys down and their wives. So we're excited about it.
Good. I was fixing to say, is Miss Beatty, which is the most important Beatty, is she in attendance today?
She is here.
All right. Well, we're going to go to the meet and greet after this. So we'll look for her and let her know how you did. But, hey, man, you come in as a first-year head coach, and you did the unthinkable. You go out and you get another state championship, the second in a row. I know you were on the staff beforehand. What was that like?
It was a huge growing process, honestly. You know, being a part of it as a positional coach and having different relationships with the coaches on staff and the kids to actually take that leadership role of now being in charge of a program. Learned a lot along the way. I learned how to and how not to act, you know, in appropriate times, and watch our kids and staff grow over the course of a season was incredible.
Were you nervous at all coming in? Because I know that you took over for a legendary head coach who had just won a state championship the year before. Were you nervous at all coming into this job, or were you like, man, I got this. We're winning another state championship this year?
No, there was I guess, a little bit just being anxious a little bit. You know, after I had been offered the job and was so elated about that, about 5-10 days later, I was like, what did I get myself into? Like,
I don't want it. You can take it back.
Yeah, I mean, we just won it, and as seasons come and go, the staff changes, the locker room changes, and there wasn't a doubt in our mind that we knew we had the ability to do it. It was just there were so many moving parts and kids that had to step into roles that hadn't been in those positions the season before that we were going to have to get ready to go. And so after about 2 weeks, it was go time, and I got dialed in and had to hire 6 new guys on staff, and so they had to learn, and it's been really, really good. And like I said, a lot of growth happened over the season.
I know you were a defensive guy. Now, obviously, taking over the head coaching role, you had our Mr. Texas Football Player of the Year beforehand in Major Bowden, and then you had Cash McCollum. What was it like to? I've interviewed him before. Great kid. What was it like to be able to kind of step over into a little bit more of having to focus on the offense and see an unbelievable player like him step it up?
When Cash got to us in June, hired his dad as assistant offensive line coach, and he came in and he was always around. He was working with the kids, trying to build relationships, trying to get that chemistry that it takes to be a quarterback and earn a leadership role within that locker room. But he was in the coach's office trying to learn and figure out exactly what we do, figure out what makes us go. This is how we've got to play the quarterback position at China Spring, and obviously having success at Wimberley helped kind of launch him into having success for us. But he's done an incredible job. He's a great kid to be around. Everybody in the locker room thrives and loves to be around him, whether they're hanging out at their house or they're up at the field. So he's one that is truly valuable to us, and so we look to lean on him a lot this next season as he's one of our seniors this next year.
Take me back to the state championship. What was happening with your heart when that kick was being lined up?
Oh, it was, my heartbeat was probably at 60, maybe.
Mine wasn't. I was a casual fan.
Because our kicker had done it before.
Yeah.
He had to kick a 47-yard field goal to beat Stephenville that ended up getting us the district title. And so because he's been able to do it, and from the distance and just his consistency and his character and composure, he was locked in. When we were going on that final drive, he already knew, like, there's a really good chance that this comes down to me. And so he wasn't nervous. I wasn't nervous. I knew when I called
We were nervous.
I knew when I called that timeout at 2 seconds that this is it. We've worked so hard to get back into the game and then finally put ourselves in a position to win the football game. Calm as a pickle. I mean, it was.
That was a good one.
Hey, you see what he did there?
I saw what you did there. Now that the season's over and you guys have kind of been able to digest what a great season that you guys had, what does the off season kind of look like for you guys?
So we've got right now we have 41 juniors that are in our program, and right now we're at 130 kids, 9 through 11, and so we've got a lot of guys that need to figure out where they fit in and buy into those roles. And so that's really the focus of our off season is to buy into what we do, doing things our way. We have non-negotiables that we live by, and if those are things that you can commit to, then we're going to do everything we can to put you in a position to be successful. And so not necessarily getting rid of guys. We want guys to buy in other than doing the alternative. So getting guys to go our way, and we'll sort out the position and techniques and assignments when that comes, but getting all our guys to understand their role to be successful for us.
You gonna have 3 rings by the time we talk to you next year?
That is always the goal. That is always the goal.
So before we let you go, getting back to the Hill Country Coaching Clinic, obviously an unbelievable line of speakers that they have lined up here. Who are you looking forward most to hearing from?
So Drew Sanders, listen to him first thing off the top, really good. Coach Wetzel at Baylor's about to talk here in a little while.
I'm sure you know him pretty well.
I do. And so those are just a couple for today that I was really looking forward to go listen to and just learn, just be a part, pick up a nugget here or there, and go about our way.
Perfect. Well, we've had enough of you. We're excited to talk to Miss Beatty later today. But, Coach, really appreciate you coming on, and congratulations again on a hell of a season.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
There is Tyler Beatty, head coach of the 2-time defending China Spring. They've always been the defending China Spring Cougars. The 2-time defending state champion China Spring Cougars. Put some respect on that. We appreciate him taking some time away from the fun there at the although this was fun, I suppose. Hanging out with you was fun.
Oh, thanks. That might be one of the nicest things you've ever said to me.
Just trying to get you more interviews. Will you cool it?
Okay, that's fair.
Anyway, We appreciate Tyler Beatty for stopping by. Let's go over to Ashley Pickle for America's second favorite segment. Final thoughts.
Just a reminder, in case you're just now joining us, go vote for
Calvin
the photo.
Coolidge Jr. died by playing tennis at the White House.
Also, that did happen.
Sorry, that's if you're just joining us.
Yes.
That's the theme of today's show. Is
Yeah.
Calvin Coolidge Jr.
Yeah. Blisters, man. Treat your blisters. That's my final
Treat your
thought.
blisters.
There
No, go
you
ahead.
go.
Go ahead. What were you
Hydrogen peroxide is never a bad idea. Go vote for the Dave Campbell's Texas football photo of the year. That's on the website. Go and share it, too. Share it so that your friends can vote. That's my final thought.
Is there something else you want to plug?
Oh, yeah. It's Thursday. My days are really thrown off right now. Thank
We
you.
give you a show,
It's
and
been
I
a
give
long
you a platform,
It's been a long week.
and you're just like, I don't know if I should tell people about WGL.
Yes. Coming up at 2 today, Women Talking Football live, wherever you're watching the show. We are joined by the Queen of Carthage, Summer Switzer Surratt. Mrs. Surratt will be jumping on and talking some Carthage football with us.
Will
So
you
if
ask
you
her-
are amped up about that.
I have a question for her, if you could ask it on my behalf.
Okay.
Do you remember what she was wearing at the state championship this year?
Yes.
She was wearing a Carthage jersey,
Yes.
as you do.
Yeah.
And it was like a bedazzled number 9 jersey
Mm-hmm.
because they were going for their 9th state championship.
Yeah.
I just want to know, like, how many Carthage jerseys, like does she have like a number 3?
Yeah.
Does she have like a number 6? Like, I don't know.
That's
I
fair.
haven't paid
Does she have
enough-
state championship jersey in soon enough? If not, now she's going to have to get a jersey to wear during the regular season for her son Jet.
Maybe the better question is,
Okay.
does she have a strategy or a plan or an idea of how to dress for state championships? Because she's been to 9.
Yep.
And
And-
obviously everything she's worn has been lucky.
I was just going to say she's won 9 in what
Yeah.
she's done. So
Right.
what do you? Okay.
So
okay.
what's
We'll
the,
talk
like-
state
like-
championship wardrobe.
Like state championship wardrobe. Because here's
That's
the thing.
pressure.
Oh, yeah, because the camera's going to be on you.
Yeah, especially
They're
because
gonna find
every single time that they've been, they've won.
Yes.
She's never not had a celebratory picture taken.
Right. Just, anyway.
That's
So,
a really good. Do you have a jersey guy? That's my that's my question.
I am fairly certain.
Yeah.
I know.
Who is your jersey guy?
I bet he's the second most important person in
She's
her
like,
household.
she was like,
I
no,
bet your
no,
vice
no.
president
I've
is
got
pretty
a bedazzler.
Yeah.
Like I bedazzle them on my. Like, do you have a bedazzle guy?
Ooh, great point. Ooh, that is a good question.
That's what I meant by jersey guy,
I was
not
gonna say,
like.
Because I bet Coach
Yes,
Surratt
she
get
can
her a
absolutely
jersey.
find jerseys, but I'm talking
She
about
says jump and he says how high.
Yeah, bedazzled jersey. Like, is Coach Surratt sitting there with the old school bedazzler? Like, hang on, guys, I got to get this done.
Oh, I love that visual.
Yes.
That's great. Oh, good. So get those answers to those hard-hitting
Okay.
questions. coming
Okay.
out of WTF
Well, if you want to
today,
hear
too.
the answer to that, WTF 2 o'clock, Women Talking Football, talking a little bit of Hill Country, but then we're bringing it back in with Summer Surratt.
That's going to do it for us. Thanks for spending a little bit of your day with us. Follow us on Twitter at DCTF. Like us on Facebook, facebook.com/Dave Campbell's. Follow us on Instagram, instagram.com/Dave Campbell's. And, of course, see us at texasfootball.com. Thanks again to Tyler Beatty of China Spring for being our guest. For Ashley Pickle, I'm Greg Tepper. Vince Young, please meet your Player of the Year trophy. We will see you tomorrow for Helpful Honda Mailbag Friday on Texas Football Today.
Yeet.